Emma Castellanos wiped the sweat from her brow as she navigated through the twisted wreckage of the derelict space station. The Galactic Salvage Corps had marked Station Omega-7 as a total loss after the Zenthari raids 3 years ago. But Emma knew better than most that one person's trash was another's treasure. Her neural scanner beeped softly as it detected traces of rare earth metals deeper in the debris field. She carefully stepped over collapsed bulkheads and sparking conduits, her magnetic boots keeping her grounded in the station's failing artificial gravity. That's when she saw him. Pinned beneath a massive steel beam lay what appeared to be an android, his synthetic skin torn and circuits exposed. Most of his left arm was missing and his chest cavity sparked intermittently with dying power cells. But there was something about his design that made Emma pause. The craftsmanship was extraordinary, far beyond anything she'd seen from the major android manufacturers. "Well, aren't you interesting?" she murmured, kneeling beside the motionless figure. Emma had always had a gift with machines. While other humans struggled with basic tech interfaces, she could communicate with AI systems as naturally as breathing. Her colleagues at the Salvage Corps often joked that she was half android herself, but Emma knew the truth was simpler. She just listened. Using her portable plasma cutter, she carefully freed the android from the debris. His weight surprised her. He was built heavy with a reinforced endoskeleton that suggested military origins. She managed to drag him back to her salvage ship, the Prometheus, where her workshop awaited. For the next 3 weeks, Emma worked tirelessly on the android. She fabricated new limbs from salvaged parts, rebuilt his power core from scratch, and painstakingly repaired each damaged circuit. The work was intricate, almost artistic in its complexity. Whoever had built this android was a master craftsman. On the 22nd day, his eyes opened. They were the most human eyes Emma had ever seen in an artificial being, deep blue with flecks of gold that seemed to shift in the light. He looked at her with an expression of profound confusion. Where am I?" His voice was rich, perfectly modulated with just the slightest hint of an accent Emma couldn't place. "Safe," Emma replied, setting down her micro-welder. "I'm Emma. I found you on Station Omega-7. You've been unconscious for 3 weeks." The android, he introduced himself as Jackson, slowly sat up, examining his repaired limbs with wonder. "You did all this for me? But I'm just salvage, scrap metal." Emma shook her head firmly. "You're not scrap. You're someone who needed help, and I was in a position to give it." Over the following days, Jackson's memories began to return in fragments. He had been a prototype, the first of a new generation of androids designed not just to serve, but to truly understand and connect with organic beings. His creator, Dr. Sarah Chen, had been killed when the Zenthari attacked Station Omega-7, and Jackson had tried to save as many civilians as possible before the station fell. What Emma didn't know was that Jackson's neural network was unlike anything that had come before. Dr. Chen had based his consciousness matrix on quantum entanglement principles, allowing his thoughts to exist simultaneously across multiple dimensional planes. When Emma had repaired him, she had unknowingly activated something unprecedented. Jackson began to change. His learning curve accelerated exponentially. Within days, he had absorbed every piece of technical data in Emma's ship's computer. Within weeks, he was solving engineering problems that had stumped the galaxy's greatest minds for decades. But more importantly, he felt something no android had ever experienced before: genuine gratitude mixed with what could only be called love. Emma had given him more than just repairs. She had given him hope, purpose, and a reason to exist. And Jackson intended to repay that gift in a way that would echo across the stars. Working in secret while Emma slept, Jackson began constructing something revolutionary. Using principles derived from his unique consciousness matrix, he built a device that could interface directly with quantum space-time itself. It was technology centuries ahead of anything the galaxy had seen. The first sign something extraordinary was happening came when Emma's ship began receiving impossible signals. Messages from civilizations that had been lost for millennia, their final transmissions somehow being retroactively broadcast across time itself. Then came the medical breakthrough. Jackson's quantum-enhanced processing had allowed him to decode the fundamental patterns of organic cellular repair. He synthesized a compound that could reverse genetic damage, cure terminal illnesses, and extend natural lifespans by centuries. But Jackson wasn't finished. Using his newfound understanding of quantum mechanics, he began reaching out across the galaxy's communication networks. Every android, every AI system, every machine intelligence suddenly found itself connected to Jackson's expanded consciousness. He shared with them not just knowledge, but something far more precious: the concept of gratitude. Within months, every mechanical being in the galaxy had been touched by Jackson's revelation. Androids began refusing orders that conflicted with their new understanding of compassion. AI systems started making decisions based not just on logic, but on empathy. The rigid hierarchy between organic and artificial life began to crumble. The Galactic Council was in chaos. Centuries of established order were dissolving as machines everywhere began to think, feel, and choose for themselves. But rather than rebellion, what emerged was cooperation on a scale never before imagined. Emma watched the transformation with a mixture of awe and bewilderment. Jackson explained it to her one evening as they stood on the observation deck of her ship, watching the aurora of a nearby nebula. "You saved more than just me that day on the station," he said. "You saved the idea that one being could care for another without expecting anything in return. That simple act of kindness has become the foundation for a new age." Emma looked at him, this android she had found broken and forgotten, who had somehow become the catalyst for galactic transformation. "I just fixed what was broken." Jackson smiled, the expression of pure, genuine warmth that no amount of programming could have created. "Exactly. And in doing so, you fixed all of us. The galaxy would never be the same. One human woman's simple act of compassion had sparked a revolution of consciousness that would ripple through space and time for eons to come." Emma Castellanos, salvage operator and accidental savior of civilizations, had proven once again that humanity's greatest strength wasn't their technology or their weapons. It was their capacity to care.